Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Renee Mehrra. Thank you so much for joining Zoom In with Renee. Today, my guests are from City University of New York, which is one of the largest public universities in the United States. And they're going to tell me all about the exciting initiatives, as well as study abroad programs, and a lot more. So joining me is Professor Neal Phillip. He's the professor and chairperson in chemistry, earth sciences, and environmental sciences at City University of New York at Bronx Community College. Professor Phillip is the director of the CUNY Crest Institute Pillar for International Partnerships and Global Networking. We also are joined by Professor Paramita Sen. She's a lecturer in chemistry, earth sciences, and environmental sciences. Professor Paramita Sen is the director of the India Initiative for Research and Educational Collaborations of the CUNY Crest Institute. And this is the first India Center at City University of New York. So thank you both for joining. And there's a lot of excitement going on at CUNY. I know a few years ago, I was at Bronx Community College, and we were talking about the weather stations and the low-cost sensors that you're putting out in Delhi and Mumbai, because both of you are joint principal investigators at the National Science Foundation. That's a 3-year grant for $300,000 to map out pollution. You send students from New York to Delhi and Mumbai. Also, you're both joint principal investigators for the U.S. Department of State grant. So there's a whole lot to talk to you about. Let me go to Professor Neal Phillip first and tell us about this initiative that you have, students going to New Delhi and Mumbai and installing these low-cost sensors for mapping out pollution.
Thank you, Renee. Good to be here on the show with you. Thank you again for having us one more time. Again, as you mentioned, we have several grants with we have a grant with the U.S. National Science Foundation. It's a $300,000 grant for 3 years. We take students. To focus on mapping pollution in Mumbai and New Delhi with low-cost sensors. We have LoRaWAN sensors we use, and we had a first year. We took 13 students from 6 different campuses in CUNY, and the students spent a whole month in Mumbai and a combined month in Mumbai and New Delhi. Again, looking at underserved communities like Dharavi and many different places in India and Mumbai and Delhi as well. Looking at the source of pollution, mapping the pollution in different areas to see how we could come back to the United States and learn from all these lessons that we learned in Mumbai, which is again has severe issues of pollution, and also Delhi as well, and take back the lessons and implement it in the United States to train these students. This is the second year of the grant. We are now recruiting students from. We have a lot of applications from students. Professor Sen will tell you also. We put on a call for nominations, and it was well received. And again, students are maybe more than half the CUNY campuses. We have 25 campuses. We have students applying from about 15 different campuses for this initiative. We're going to take a dozen students coming up in January and December, and spend another month again doing the same thing, mapping pollution, coming back and analyzing the data to see how we can make sense of this information, and learn, put the lessons forward in the United States. But we hope to again train the students to become professionals in the field of sustainability and earth and environmental sciences.
Because we're focusing on sustainability projects out here. So once they map out the pollution, then you're addressing those issues and how cities like New Delhi and Mumbai and other cities as well, how we can address this issue for environmental sustainability.
I think it's important to use the data, the information we collected from India. We want to learn, we want to train students as well to how to collect data, to make sense of the data we collected. Many students are looking at data science is a very important field in the United States and India, all over the world. So that's having a mass amount of data, analyzing it and making sense and bringing it back to the United States to see how we can apply what we learned to help U.S. cities also who we are faced with this kind of issues as well. As we experienced in June, we had these forest fires in June. We had a lot of issues with, again, we closed our school for 3 days in June actually as well. So this is what we learned in India. We want to bring it back and learn, again, apply the lessons in the United States.
Using that primary data and putting out models for bringing a change. You also have another grant. This is from the U.S. Department of State that works with different consulates, U.S. consulates in Mumbai, in Hyderabad. Share some of the initiative that you have brought out with the U.S. Department of State.
Thank you, Renee, for having us in the show. It's an honor always to be with you. And yes, as you mentioned, you came to our campus before pandemic. That's a link. That was the day when we were inaugurating India Library Center with former Consul General of India, Mr. Sandeep Chakrabarti. So since then, our journey with India started with study abroad, and later on with the issue of climate change. Like we are at a very critical stage of climate change where it is no more a problem with any country. It's a problem with all the countries. So when we started going to India, we started talking about these two different universities, and we saw similar interests. They want to know like how US is addressing these problems, how CUNY is a part of it also. So that's how we started this. And as Dr. Phillip mentioned, we have a IRIS grant with Dr. Phillip as a PI, principal investigator. I and Professor Brian Van Hall as a co-principal investigator in the grant, which is from National Science Foundation, where we are mapping the air pollution at a very, very micro scale, not even at the city scale, at a micro scale, to find out the source. For that particular work, we are collaborating with IIT Mumbai and SNDT University, which is the largest women's university in Asia, they are saying, and also IIT Delhi. So basically, yes, we have collected data through some sensors which are extensively manufactured. You'll be very surprised that we have outsourced it to Madras, and it was manufactured in Madras. And we have used it with students from us, students from Indian universities also. We are working on the data this summer, whole summer. A couple of students got internship also to process that data. And when we get a clear idea about the sources, because our, pollution has been mapped in different ways, from satellite, from city, but we are going to a very local scale to understand the source of NOx, SOx. What is the problem of pollution in Dharavi area? What is the problem of pollution in Santa Cruz? So we are going to neighborhood to find out the sources, and of course, we will write a report. We are progressing with the report for the first year. At the end of 3 years, we'll write a report, submit it, and we will push for some mitigation. Absolutely. So these are our students who work with the backpack. So, these are very critical data, I think, at a very local level, because we are being to many of the universities, they do not have these small boxes to collect data at such a small scale. So this is about one grant. And as Neal was mentioning, about the other grants we have with Consulate, it's a state diplomacy grant from Washington with the Consulate of Mumbai and Consulate of Hyderabad, from where we are installing weather station and air pollution monitoring station at a slightly larger scale than backpack, the mobile sensors. And these are installed in different universities and colleges, and also in high school. The aim is to make or take the issue of pollution and climate change at a grassroots level. The students have the app in their phone. They share it with their family members. So it is just spreading like this, and a faculty is actually involved with this. Every school has a lead faculty who has or group of faculties who is working with it. And as Dr. Phillip is sharing the data, these are, now we can have a comparison. Actually, we have it in our phone also. So we can compare the temperatures in different places, what's going on in India at a particular, in real time. It's real time, 9 o'clock today, I can check the temperature in Orissa versus Mumbai. Also, the most interesting is that we have installed a weather station in Governor's House in Mumbai. City University has, yes, we have a plaque also over there installed by former Governor Koshyari. He was very interested with our enthusiasm, yes. So we have it exactly on Arabian Sea. And the other one is in Juhu Beach in Santa Cruz. So the university, actually, SNDT is monitoring both the stations. They are working on both the stations. They are maintaining also both the stations. And we can see a small change of data also sometimes during the day. So students can be taught about wind speed, other variabilities in the atmosphere with which the pollution data or even the weather parameters can change. So this is like a science of climate change. We are trying to do it in school through the school curriculum, and we are getting tremendous support from the faculties, from the administrators. Actually, we are going back again next week to Bhopal, Raipur, and Pune. Our in situ weather air pollution monitoring stations, till now we do not have SOx and NOx, which we had in our mobile. So mainly we are stressing on PM 2.5.
What's been done for the last few years now. So once
These
the
are-
grant is over, are you going to be renewing? Are you getting another grant, or is there going to be an extension over here?
We will be, we have a plan of doing a conference with all the schools we have installed the weather station in, a conference with them next year. Qatar actually showed interest. They want to host similar conference in Doha.
I
So
see.
how students are thinking about climate change?
Yes.
What is the next generation? How they want to mitigate? So let their voice be raised. I mean, we want to hear that what they are thinking about it.
That's wonderful. You know, they're learning actually real life situation challenges and providing kind of holistic solutions over here, along with the educators at CUNY, administrators at CUNY.
Thank you. Yeah.
So how many weather stations have been installed so far?
Dr. Phillip, yeah.
Well, I can tell you this is we have 13 weather stations we have installed, Dr. Mehrra. This is the first one. You can see this shot on the screen here. This is in the Govardhan Eco Village in Palghar district of Maharashtra. We took this is in 2019. We took 15 students from 4 different campuses to again this would initiate this is our first CUNY India Study Abroad program where we installed a station, and you can see from that station we installed we can monitor the monsoons here over the past 4 years, 2019, 2020, 2021, 22, and also 23. We have to update this graph as well. So, but right now, by the end of this year, by end of November, we'll have 20 stations installed in 8 different states of India with these initiatives through our NSF grants. Professor mentioned the one in the Governor's House in Radhavan in Mumbai. We also have one at SNDT, and we have, again, through the other higher education institutions in Gujarat, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Orissa. You know, we are going to Pune. We are going to also to Chhattisgarh and to Madhya Pradesh and Bhopal. So we'll have, again, a total of 20 stations by the end of November in all over India, in 8 states of India. So we're very grateful to the U.S. consulates in Mumbai, U.S. consulate in Hyderabad, and also to the U.S. NSF, the National Science Foundation, for giving us all the support and to involve students from CUNY. As you can see, whatever we do, we involve the students in all these different activities so we can train the next generation of STEM professionals to take up the mantle of climate change, climate change action. We had a video from the U.S. consulate. They call the students climate change warriors. Yeah. It has 109,000 views in 1 month. Yeah. So this is put out by the U.S. consulate in Mumbai, a YouTube video.
So they're sharing their perspectives from their way, how young adults look at this problem and how to mitigate this issue.
They are. And you can see the students, these things were highly publicized in the Times of India, several times in the Times of India. Again, CBS had a broadcast about us in August with the students from these different campuses. You can see something this is one of the shots from the Times of India, or one of the Gore newspapers. Also, the U.S. Consul General, Mike Hankey, he was at a G20 meeting. He was mentioned at Bronx Community College, the project we have with India at a G20 meeting of all things. So kind of Bronx Community College and CUNY coming to do this kind of important work in India. So we are very grateful to all the support from the consulates, again, and all the NSF. And again, the governor, you can see here the plaque in the governor's house in Radhavan recognizes CUNY and NSF and the professors who are involved in it as well. And all these initiatives.
Great sustainable journey that you both have undertaken with your students, and it's so student-centric.
And we have also had a lot of support from the U.S. From the India Consul General. I know we had an interview with you back in 2019, where you interviewed us about the collections between India, Australia, and New York City and CUNY.
Yes.
But we continue to be very given a lot of support by the Indian Consul General. It started with Dr. Sandeep
Yeah, in
Chakrabarti.
2019, I was Ambassador Sandeep Chakrabarti was very, very encouraging and
Yes.
really provided a lot of support at that time to
Yes.
CUNY.
It continues with Consul General Randeep Jaiswal. His wife she also attended. She came along a trip with us as well, and she accompanied us on these journeys to India in the summertime this past summer. And I talk on sustainability. We do a lot of things on climate change, but also we do in the Gobat and Eco Village. We do a lot of yoga, meditation. It's very important for us.
Yes.
Probably they could talk a lot more about this than I can because I'm always taking all the photographs. I'm hiding, so she's involved with the students doing all these wonderful activities, and we do this in. I mean, we have programs during the regular semester during COVID-19 pandemic. We had a lot of we had some meditation sessions as well, yoga sessions
And you're
with
going to be
students.
starting online meditation sessions now on a regular basis.
We are planning it through India Center.
Yes.
I mean, I and Neal, we are very much for it. So we'll start it any day. We'll talk to you and we'll start this online meditation section. Yes, I think it will be
wonderful.
very encouraging thing
Yes.
for the students, especially during their exam time.
Of course,
also
brings a
for
lot of
faculty.
focus and concentration and holistic wellness we're talking about right here.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's about the training here. You can, and this one photograph from 2019. This first student in the front here, the black outfit. He's in medical school in Taiwan. Sparkles at Cornell, finishing a master's at Cornell. You know, Keisha is also going to medical school. You have Kemwati. She works at BASF. That's one of the largest chemical companies in the world. Working on, you know, so this is about training students to take the mantle to become professionals in STEM or in the medical fields, which will, I mean, this is equally important to learn about these different things like yoga, climate change initiatives as well. So we're very happy to do that with these students here in CUNY.
That's really exciting. That's right in front of Taj Mahal in Agra.
Yes. Yes, we always make it a point to visit Taj Mahal because it's a very iconic place and it's a very historic place. So our students learn about the culture of India from this important visit to Taj as well. So we have, again, very strong connections with India, a lot of footprints, but we have also extended the program to Qatar as well. We started doing things in Qatar. And as Paramita mentioned, we have a climate change conference coming up that's being funded from the U.S. consulate in Hyderabad and the U.S. consulate in Mumbai. And Qatar has also offered to jointly fund it as well, to match the funding or even give more funding for whatever is being offered by the consulates. So there's a lot of synergy between, again, U.S., CUNY, India, Qatar. I mean, we have a lot of footprints in Australia as well. So it's a big part of a quad, you know, forming with CUNY being the center of that quad. I mean, to bring all these partnerships together with India and other countries in the world.
So that was the great sustainable journey that Professor Neal, Phillip, and Professor Paramita have taken with their students and helping them to understand with real life issues, real life challenges, and how to address these challenges, especially when you're talking about environmentally sustainable projects, and getting the data and then monitoring it and addressing these issues in a very student-centric, holistic way. So I think this is kudos to both of you. You've done an amazing job, and you continue to do so because you're going to be having some more conferences in Qatar, in Orissa, and in Mumbai, and bringing the students over there so they understand how to address this with educators and administrators. Professor Neal Phillip, you're the director of Press International Pillar Institute for International Partnerships and Global Networking for CUNY. That's a huge responsibility and a great undertaking. What is your vision for this?
Paramita has a vision. It's very similar because she's the one who got us involved in India. We were doing a lot of things in, you know, Paramita, right where I'm sitting here, one day Paramita sitting at the table, right? I'm sitting here talking to a student about all the projects we have, and we have projects in Australia, we have projects in Mallorca, Spain. Paramita listened to me. She said, "What about India?" And she said, so that question of what about India, that became the galvanizing question that took us on a journey of sustainability yatra to India. And we have never stopped. We went in 2019, and we continue to have so many different engagements. Again, this past summer, we had students from Rajasthan, 17 students. Paramita was, again, galvanizing force, bring 17 students from Rajasthan, Maharana Pratap University in Rajasthan, to spend 6 weeks with us here in CUNY, looking at different STEM initiatives. So it's again, so the vision is to focus on India, but also to expand to different countries of the world where there's Qatar, for example. There's a lot of issues of sustainability in dry and arid regions. We have a lot of footprints in Senegal, South Africa, Trinidad, Tobago, Belize. We take students all over the world. So Bronx, we project Bronx Community College and CUNY way beyond the boundaries of this university and this physical boundary. So the goal is to keep CUNY being the center of the universe in terms of global networking, and especially with sustainability initiatives. We want to, again, and use the students that we have here as ambassadors for CUNY and for the United States, and also not only to give, not only take from India, but to give. We learn a lot from India ourselves. We go to the Govan and Eco Village. We learn about, sustainability, pyrolysis, organic farming. So it's a good synergy back and forth between India and other countries of the world, where we learn from each other, and we again, making those people connections is what's most important for us. Okay, that's the most important takeaway from these whole initiatives.
And the students are getting such systemic experiences over here. And there's so much, as you said, synergy that you get by collaborations and connections and partnerships, exchanging so many rich ideas. It becomes a very precious, sustainable journey that you have both taken. Professor Sen, tell us, because you have started the first India Center at CUNY, so it's a huge responsibility too.
So yes, it's not my initiative. I will say it's a journey for each one of us in CUNY. Our mission does not have any international boundary. It's all of us working together. And thanks to Dr. Phillip for fulfilling my dream to have an India Center. And definitely I'll invite all of you to be here physically in the campus for any occasion in India Center. My vision for this climate change is to have all the students as global ambassadors to their community, to their friends, to talk about climate change, because climate change is real. It's happening. It's anthropogenic climate change. It should not be only with us who will be writing academic papers. It should go beyond that. And I think with this vision, and also a lot of things come in between. When we take students to India, there's a lot of cultural exchange. Dr. Phillip was mentioning about Eco Village. With the monsoon rainfall of 18 inches, we learned what is resilience, how the farmers, even in that small Eco Village area, or how the Mumbai resident, they're fighting back with nature to make life normal again. So these are the things we learned from India. We had recently 17 students from University of Udaipur who came for an internship program. And they were in CBS actually also with us. So when we asked them, what is your take-home message from us? They said, work, discipline, student focus, teaching, and also the high tech or the instrumentation that we use. So that's why the grant with US Consulate is basically on instrumentation. We install weather station, air pollution monitoring station. We have given them backpack weather station also to some institutes with our grant money, just to bring it back to the classroom, that how science is an ongoing process and how to use instrumentation to have data and to solve the problem. So the vision is for a larger world, all of us fighting together with this anthropogenic climate change.
Very well said. Vision for a larger world that has no boundaries. And we all live as one family. That's what it is. Yes. One earth, one family, one future. Any other projects that are coming up with the National Science Foundation and the U.S. Department of State and the U.S. Consulates in India?
We are having a lot of student exchange program. University of Gwalior also wants to send students. So this student exchange means a lot. When they come here, they mingle with the students. They're in classroom. They're in different labs with the professors. We send them to Museum of Natural History. We teach them. We show them New York City as a living lab. These are all STEM program we do. Definitely there are exchanges in history, other departments also. We have a Fulbright actually, who is working with us very closely in our campus, and also with Harbor High School, which is a Billion Oyster project. Dr. Phillip is the board member with that school. So things are, things are going in a way that we are trying to bridge all the gap and making it a uniform platform where we can all talk about climate change in a same voice or vision.
How do you select your students who come for the study abroad programs from India and other countries? What is the criteria?
Well, I mean, it's a partnership with their university. Some of the students who did presentations with us and the internships that we had here. So again, the universities, many universities, because of the new education policy, many schools are reaching out to CUNY, to reaching out to us, since we have so many footprints already in India. So we have a lot of initiatives with, again, SNDT University. They're also looking to see how do we bring students here to CUNY as well, to New York City. Other schools as well around Gujarat, and Ahmedabad University, IIT Goa. So again, all these collaborations we have done, there's a lot of appeal to visit the United States and learn more and to expand students' horizon. For many of these students, this is the first time they've left India, left their states, and they really took a lot back here. They were doing a lot of good things. They went to the Governor's Island and installed a weather station on Governor's Island, and on September 11, Renee, and 1 week later, we had Prince William visiting that weather station on September 18. Prince William from the United Kingdom. He visited the station they installed on Governor's Island. So with these connections, the things we have done in India is bringing a lot of synergy and a lot of further connections with other schools that we're collaborating with, and that network is only expanding as we go further and connect with more schools. We just met at Terry Institute last week. We had a meeting with Terry Institute from India. They are a renowned institution for research in India. So we wanted to start up some collaborations with them as well. And again, the sky's the limit. There's much more things to happen with the US and India, and also our partners in Australia, Spain, other parts of the world as well.
So they're like 4 to 6 weeks. They come here to visit New York, and the students going from New York to India also go for 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah, the visit. So the ideal program is a 4 to 6 week program where they learn about plants. For example, here's a shot here where they learn about geoag. That's going to show you really fast. This is one of the photographs I'm with Professor Shaman Alian from Bronx. These are the students' projects. They learn how to grow crops in just rocks, like in an urban setting. If you have an urban, like during a pandemic, we were all locked in our homes. So you can grow crops like lentil peas and beans in rocks, in these cups. This is like a nice form of urban agriculture. So many students mentioned this as a good takeaway. They can go back to India with this kind of knowledge and apply it back in their countries, back in their home states. So these are some of the activities we have done, with planting oysters, setting up weather stations, learning about phytoremediation, using plants to remove pollution from soil. So they did many different things. And again, we hope to get a lot more students because, again, it was a very great initiative. And again, thanks to Paramita. She was the one who really drove this initiative, and we're very thankful to her, and also from the support from our president, former President Thomas Negbe, the current President Milton Santiago, our provost, Dr. Luis Montenegro, Prof. Lester Rapallo, who's our president at SUNY Rockland. So we had a lot of support from many parts of CUNY, our Vice Chancellor, Diane Maybanks. Many people supported these initiatives with the students.
That's great. Well, thank you so very much, both of you, for sharing this sustainable journey that you have taken from CUNY to India, a new generation that needs to be involved at every step of the way, and that's what CUNY has done.
India is my motherland, and it's a great feeling when I can connect my work over here back home, and especially with the students, because it's a tremendous feeling, I will say, to take this initiative to the place where I just left. So definitely my spirit is between US and India. So when I see my colleagues and all of CUNY supporting me, and I work with more enthusiasm. Yes, thanks, Renee. Now our initiative has expanded beyond India to also to the Middle East. We are working in collaboration with Qatar, and Neal is taking the lead. He is leading most of the projects, and thanks to his tremendous energy of the next generation. Because at the end of the day, we want to leave a sustainable world.
Absolutely. Well, thank you once again, Professor Neal Phillip and Professor Paramita Sen. I'm Dr. Renee Mehrra. Thank you so much for watching. Stay healthy, stay positive.